Welcome to one of the hardest events I've tried in quite some time in Gran Turismo 7. This is the Red Bull Ring 1 hour. Yes, this is a human comedy event. With that being said, I'm going to show you the method that I use to get gold in this event. So what makes this event so difficult? Well, firstly we have fuel consumption and tire wear that plays an effect. Then we also see there is dynamic weather, so there is rainfall expected during this event. So it plays a big role when it comes to your strategy. Oh, and also there's no way to really cheese it and put an overpowered vehicle against opponents, because even if you slap on a high RPM turbocharger on your Group 3 vehicle, well, when you go to put it on circuit, the game is gonna calibrate it and bring it onto the same level as the opponents you're racing against. So with that being said, I jumped into the Porsche 911 RSR. Now this you can pick up from Brand Central, and what I did was slap some racing soft tires on this vehicle. So we see when the race begins, I slapped my vehicle onto fuel map level 2 and I left it there for the starting of the event. Now the reason for that, well, we need to make up as much ground as possible. We need to manage to get as many overtakes as possible. So once I started slowly making my way up and around the circuit, I started climbing positions and working my way up the grid. Now with this event, you need to remember, well, with the circuit, you need to remember your braking points. It's extremely crucial, because if you mess up a braking point, well, you are gonna find yourself in Timbuktu and it's so far off circuit, it's not even gonna be funny. So you need to just get used to the lines, but the longer you go, the faster you get. And with that being said, when I reached the end of the first lap, I slapped the vehicle on over to fuel map level 3. I decided to put it to more of a lean mix to just have me go and be out on circuit a lot longer. So with that being said, racing soft tires, fuel map level 3 once you get onto lap 2. Now I ran this setup for a long time in this event, and something that you also do need to know about when playing this event is there are strict penalties. If you run wide, best believe you are going to get slapped with a penalty. Now how severe that penalty will be is determined by how wide or how big you cut your corner. So with that being said, I was still getting penalties because the vehicle would just run wide, and I was still trying to get used to what lines I'm supposed to take. But even with me getting a few penalties here and there, I managed to get first position by the 11th lap. Now I was able to do this by averaging lap times around the 1 minute 31/1 minute 32 second mark, but we see a fastest lap time being set by the AI at a 1 minute 31.0, where I was never able to get close, as I was setting a fastest lap time, I think, of a 1 minute 31.3. So I was still far off the pace, but that did not matter because I was setting faster consistent lap times, and well, I was just going fast. So even though I managed to get into first position by the 11th lap, I lost all my pace, because by the end of the 12th lap I needed to dive into pits because I was out of fuel. Now when going into the pits for the first pit stop, well, I changed on over to a brand new set of racing soft tires and I filled the tank up to 100%. When I came out to the pits, I found myself in 4th position behind first place. It was now 24 seconds ahead of me, but with the full tank and racing softs on, I dropped the vehicle down to fuel map level 2 and I left it there for the rest of the segment. And well, I had to run the vehicle all the way up to lap 18. Now the reason I ran it up to lap 18 was because this is when the weather began to change. We could see the sky darken, and well, even the car's rain light came on. So with that being said, it was time to dive into the pits. So at the end of lap 18, I went into the pits. Well, I changed the tire compound over to racing wets. Now I also filled up to a full tank of fuel and I came out in 6th position. After coming out of the pits on the 19th lap, I saw that first place was a whopping 43 seconds ahead of me. So with them being so far ahead of me, I dropped the fuel map over to fuel map level 1 and I ran the vehicle on my racing wet tires just as the rain occurred. So I could have actually went in on the end of the 19th lap to go in, but I thought, hey, you know what, it's fine, I can just keep pushing it for a lap. So when it comes to the weather on this event, you are gonna experience it not guaranteed every 19th or 18th lap. It may come before or may even come after. I've experienced it coming in after the 20th lap. I've experienced it coming as soon as the 15th lap. But guaranteed, you are gonna have rainfall, so you are gonna need to have racing wet tires. So with that being said, I ran my vehicle on fuel map level 1 up until I overtook first place. Now I found myself doing this during the 21st lap, and once I did that, well, I flipped the vehicle on over to fuel map level 4, because at the same time you don't need maximum power, because you are just gonna struggle putting that power down due to the wet weather. So that is a way that you are gonna save on fuel. So now with the vehicle on fuel map level 4, I left it there for as long as possible. So I saw that I just kept running the vehicle up until the 27th lap, when I saw the circuit began to dry out. I saw that there was no more rain coming up on the radar. So at the end of the 27th lap, I dove into the pits to therefore change my tires and refuel. So when I came to changing tires, I slapped on another set of racing soft tires and I filled the vehicle up to 100% fuel. So maxed out fuel, and I came out in second position, with first place being 21 seconds ahead of me. So now, with it being the last stint, I've set the vehicle on over to fuel map level 1 and left it there for the entirety of the event. So with that being said, I ran the vehicle trying to set as fast of lap times as possible, also being careful to not run into the wet parts of the circuit, because that will end up having me spinning out. So as long as you stay on the dry line, you will be good to go. And I found myself gaining first place once again at the end of the 31st lap. So with that, I had another 8 minutes on the clock, and that was just stress-free driving, just making sure I didn't end up in the wet patches and going as fast as possible. And before I knew it, that was my race over, and that was me completing and getting gold in this event. So it is a bit tricky, there is a lot to go through, there's a lot to think about, but honestly you can get it done with the Porsche 911 RSR. And if you are struggling, try this vehicle out, try and use my tips, and you know what, let me know in the comment section if you do manage to get it. So with this being said, I hope this video did help you guys, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.